am a clinical gerontologist, and after 40 years of specializing in the cellular mechanics of human aging, I can tell you something that most doctors simply do not have the time to explain. Once you cross the 80-year threshold, your body doesn't just get old, it doesn't just decline. It begins a radical, silent, and profound reprogramming. It's as if a master switch is thrown deep within your genetic code, and your body starts obeying an entirely new set of biological laws. Laws designed not for performance, but for pure, raw survival. This isn't a theory, it's a biological mandate. This reprogramming affects everything: the way you taste food, the way your skin heals, the way you sleep, and even the very wiring of your brain. These are not failures, they are adaptations. But understanding these 5 core adaptations is the single most important factor in determining your quality of life, your independence, and your clarity of mind in your 8th and 9th decades. In this definitive guide, we will explore the 5 biological transformations that happen to everyone after 80, whether you like it or not. Stay with me until the very end, because the third shift we'll discuss, a silent change happening in your brain, is the one that most families mistake for dementia, but it's something else entirely. And before we begin, as we explore this together, share in the comments what age you are, or the age of the loved one you're caring for. My team and I read every single story. 5. The flavor famine. Why food becomes a ghost. The first profound shift doesn't happen in your joints or your heart. It happens on your tongue. After 80, you are not just losing your appetite. You are experiencing a flavor famine. It's one of the primary triggers for what we call the anorexia of aging, a dangerous loss of interest in food that leads directly to frailty and malnutrition. This is not psychological. It's a 3-part sensory collapse. First, the most obvious, your taste buds. A young person has around 10,000 taste buds, each regenerating every 2 weeks. By age 80, you may have less than 3,000, and their regeneration cycle slows to a crawl. The papillae on your tongue, the little bumps that house the taste buds, literally flatten. The ability to detect salty and sweet flavors goes first, which is why many seniors find themselves reaching for the salt shaker or the sugar bowl, trying to get the same hit they used to. Second, and even more critical, is the loss of saliva. After 80, saliva production can decrease dramatically, a condition known as xerostomia, often worsened by common medications for blood pressure or depression. You must understand, saliva is not just for lubrication. It is the solvent. It's the river that must carry the flavor molecules from the food into your taste buds. Without enough saliva, even the most flavorful meal tastes like dry paper. The flavor is there, but its transportation system is broken. But the final, most devastating blow isn't in your mouth at all. It's in your nose. Scientists agree that 80% of what we perceive as flavor is actually smell, or retronasal olfaction. After age 70, the olfactory nerves, the delicate fibers that detect scent, begin to degrade rapidly. By 80, this sensory collapse is profound. I remember a patient, Arthur, an 82-year-old retired naval officer. His wife, Helen, brought him to me because he was losing weight at an alarming rate. "He's just giving up," she told me, distraught. "I make his favorite Sunday roast and he just pushes it around the plate." I spoke to Arthur alone. He confessed with tears in his eyes, "Doctor, I don't want to hurt her feelings, but it all tastes like wet cardboard. The joy is gone." Arthur wasn't depressed. His senses were failing him. He was starving in a world full of food. The hidden danger here is the malnutrition spiral. It starts with flavor loss. That leads to decreased appetite. That leads to lower protein and nutrient intake. This, in turn, accelerates muscle wasting, which we will cover in a moment, and weakens the immune system, making a simple cold potentially fatal. So, how do we fight this? We must reawaken the senses. First, use texture and temperature. The brain loves contrast. Instead of just mushy foods, add something crunchy. Instead of just warm, Add a small cold element. Second, use flavor dusts. You can buy or make powdered concentrated flavors like mushroom, tomato, or citrus zest and sprinkle them on food. They are potent and dissolve easily. Third, use aromatics. Add fresh herbs like basil, mint, or cilantro at the very end of cooking, so their volatile oils are released right before eating, giving the olfactory system a jolt. And finally, ask your doctor to check your zinc levels. Zinc is a critical building block for taste buds, and a deficiency is rampant in seniors. 4. Cellular amnesia. When your skin forgets how to heal. The second great shift is cellular amnesia. After 80, your skin, your body's largest organ, literally forgets how to repair itself. A paper cut that would have vanished in 3 days at 40 now lingers for 3 weeks. A simple bump against a table doesn't just cause a small bruise. It can cause a frightening deep purple blood pool known as senile purpura, or even a full skin tear. This isn't just a cosmetic problem. It's a breakdown in your body's first line of defense. Here is the occult science. Your DNA, the blueprint for healing, is likely fine. The problem is what we call epigenetic drift. Think of it this way. The blueprint is perfect, but the foreman on the job site, the epigenetic signals that tell the cells what to do and when, is getting old and confused. When you get a cut, your body is supposed to launch a coordinated response. Fibroblasts, the repair crew cells, are supposed to rush to the site, read the blueprint, and start manufacturing collagen to build a scaffold and close the wound. After 80, that molecular memory is lost. The fibroblasts get the signal late. They wander around. Some don't show up at all. The entire repair process becomes slow, disorganized, and weak. This is happening across all 3 layers of the skin. The epidermis, the top layer, thins out, becoming almost transparent. The dermis, the middle layer, loses its scaffolding as collagen production plummets by over 75%. And the hypodermis, the bottom fatty layer, vanishes. This is why seniors are always cold. They've lost their insulation. But more importantly, they've lost their cushioning. I treated a patient named Eleanor, 84 years old, who lived in fear of her own walker. "I just brushed it," she said, showing me a gaping wound on her forearm. It didn't even hurt, but the skin just opened. She was experiencing a full-thickness skin tear from minimal friction. Her skin had lost its resilience. The hidden danger here is obvious: infection. A simple tear can become a gateway for bacteria, leading to cellulitis or sepsis. But the deeper danger is the path to chronic ulcers, venous ulcers, diabetic ulcers, and pressure sores. When the skin's repair system is offline, any area of high pressure or low circulation can become a chronic wound that may never heal, leading to a massive loss of independence. To fight this, you must build fortress skin from the inside out and the outside in. Internally, hydrolyzed collagen peptides are not a myth. Studies show that daily supplementation can, in fact, improve skin hydration and elasticity, giving the fibroblasts the raw materials they need. Talk to your doctor about this and about vitamin C, which is essential for collagen synthesis. Externally, you must become a barrier repair expert. Ditch the harsh soaps, use gentle, non-foaming cleansers, and immediately after bathing, while the skin is still damp, apply a thick moisturizer containing ceramides and hyaluronic acid. This is not vanity. This is armor. It locks in moisture and creates an artificial barrier to protect the fragile, thin epidermis underneath. 3. The Great Brain Reroute. Detouring around the damage. This is the shift I warned you about, the one that causes the most fear. After 80, your brain begins a massive rerouting project. This is not, I repeat, not Alzheimer's disease. It is a normal, adaptive process that can be terrifying if you don't understand it. Here's what is happening. By age 80, you have lost a significant percentage of your brain's white matter. White matter isn't the thinking cells, that's gray matter. It's the cabling, the fatty insulation called myelin that allows different parts of your brain to talk to each other at high speed. As this white matter degrades, the superhighways of your brain begin to close. But your brain is a genius. It will find a way. So it starts to create new pathways, rerouting cognitive traffic onto smaller, slower, local roads. This is the Great Brain Reroute, and it has very specific symptoms. It's the tip of the tongue phenomenon, where you know the word, but it takes you 10 seconds to find it. It's walking into a room and completely forgetting why you are there. It's struggling to follow a fast-paced conversation with multiple people. The signal is still getting from A to B, but instead of taking the closed highway, it's taking a scenic detour. The thought arrives, but it arrives late. A patient of mine, Margaret, 87, a brilliant former librarian, described it perfectly. I feel like my mind is a perfect library, but the card catalog is on fire. I know the book is in there, but I can't find the reference card to tell me which shelf it's on. She was terrified this was the beginning of the end. But her memory scans were clear. She wasn't losing the memories, she was losing the index to the memories. This is detouring, not disease. The hidden danger is mistaking this normal rerouting for dementia, because what happens then? The person gets scared, the family gets scared, they stop engaging, they stop challenging the person, they simplify their life. And this is the worst possible thing you can do. The brain's new detours are like unpaved roads. They only become strong and efficient if you use them. Social withdrawal and a lack of mental stimulation will cause those new pathways to wither, turning a normal adaptation into a genuine decline. So, how do you fight back? You must pave the new roads. And you do that with novelty and complexity. Doing the same crossword puzzle every day is useless. It's using the same old roads. You must learn something new. Learn a new instrument. Learn a new language on an app. Learn to use a tablet. This forces the brain to build and myelinate new connections, and even more powerfully, socialize. A real dynamic conversation with another person is one of the most complex neural workouts in existence. It requires listening, processing, memory recall, and emotional response all at once. Do not let yourself or your loved one become isolated. 2. Anabolic resistance. When your muscles stop listening to food. The fourth shift is perhaps the most dangerous to your independence. It's a condition called sarcopenia, but I call it autocannibalism. After 80, your body begins to see your muscles as an emergency food source. It starts to systematically break them down to harvest their amino acids for other, more critical processes, like heart function and immune response. This is why, by age 80, you may have lost up to 50% of the muscle mass you had at 30. This is the true cause of frailty. It's not weak bones. It's the catastrophic loss of the muscle tissue that supports and moves those bones. But here is the new science, the part most people don't know. The problem isn't just low hormones. The core problem is a new state called anabolic resistance. This means your muscles stop listening to the protein you eat. In your 30s, you could eat 20 grams of protein, and your muscles would immediately soak it up and build. After 80, you can eat that same 20 grams, and your muscles ignore it. The signal is lost. You need more protein, and a specific kind of protein, just to get the same muscle-building effect. I'll never forget David, 81. He didn't have a big fall. He told me, "I just sat down in my favorite chair, and I sat down too fast. And then I couldn't get up." He was stuck on the floor for 6 hours. The terror of that long lie on the floor, the helplessness, changed him. It wasn't his bones that failed. It was his quadriceps. His body had consumed them. The hidden danger of sarcopenia is not just falling. Your muscle is your metabolic organ. It is the largest glucose sink in your body, the place where you dispose of sugar from your meals. When you lose that muscle mass, the sugar has nowhere to go. It builds up in your blood. This is why so many seniors suddenly develop type 2 diabetes, even if they haven't changed their diet. Furthermore, Your muscle is your amino acid bank for your immune system. When you get pneumonia or the flu, your body needs a massive surge of amino acids to build antibodies. If your muscle bank is empty, you have no defense. To fight this, you must overcome anabolic resistance. First, you must pulse your protein. Spreading your protein out, 15 g here, 20 g there, does nothing. You must eat 30 to 40 grams of high-quality protein in one sitting, at least twice a day. This large pulse is the only thing strong enough to break through the resistance and flip the muscle-building switch. Second, that protein must be rich in one specific amino acid, leucine. Leucine is the ignition key for muscle protein synthesis. Whey protein is the richest source, which is why a whey protein shake is not just for bodybuilders. It is a critical medical food for seniors. And third, you must do resistance training. Walking is not enough. You must signal to the muscles that they are needed. This can be as simple as standing up and sitting down from a sturdy chair, slowly, 10 times in a row. That slow downward motion, the eccentric movement, is the single most powerful signal to the body to keep the muscle. 1. The circadian collapse. Losing the rhythm of life. Finally, we arrive at the fifth and most profound shift, the one that governs all others, the circadian collapse. After 80, your brain's internal master clock, the conductor of your entire biological orchestra, begins to lose time. This clock, a tiny cluster of 20,000 neurons behind your eyes called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN, is designed to run on one signal, light. It uses the bright blue light of morning to start your day program, cortisol, energy, alertness, and the darkness of night to start your night program, melatonin, repair, sleep. After 80, this system fails for two reasons. First, the SCN itself weakens. Second, the lens of the eye yellows and clouds with age, physically blocking the blue light from ever reaching the clock. Your brain is plunged into a state of perpetual twilight. It no longer knows, with certainty, if it is day or night. The result is a complete flattening of your daily rhythms. Instead of a strong spike of cortisol in the morning to wake you up, you get a weak rumble that leaves you groggy. Instead of a strong surge of melatonin at night to put you to sleep, you get a weak drip that leaves you tired but wired. This is why so many seniors fall asleep in their chair at 7 p.m., wake up wide awake and anxious at 3 a.m., and then feel exhausted all the next day. This isn't insomnia, it's a broken clock. I treated a patient named James, 83. His wife told me, he's terrified of the night. He would lie awake for hours, his mind racing, and then he would be in a fog all day, napping in 20-minute bursts. He was trapped in a death spiral of fatigue. The hidden danger here is catastrophic, and it connects directly to the brain. During deep sleep, your brain activates its glymphatic system, a miraculous cleaning crew that flushes out the toxic metabolic waste you build up during the day. One of these toxins is beta amyloid, the same protein that forms the plaques of Alzheimer's disease. When your circadian rhythm is broken, you never enter that deep, cleansing sleep. The cleaning crew never shows up. The toxins are not cleared. They build up, night after night, year after year. A loss of sleep, therefore, is a direct accelerator for cognitive decline. We must force a reset of this clock. First, you must anchor the rhythm. Within 30 minutes of waking, you must expose your eyes to 10 to 15 minutes of direct morning sunlight. No sunglasses, no window. This is the on switch. It's the most powerful signal you can send to your brain. Second, you must eliminate blue light after sundown. The blue light from your television, your tablet, and your overhead lights is poison to your clock. It tricks your brain into thinking it's still noon and stops all melatonin production. Switch to warm, dim lamps or even red light bulbs, which are invisible to the clock. And third, use temperature. Your body needs to drop its core temperature to initiate sleep. A hot bath, 1 to 2 hours before bed, can achieve this. as the rapid cool-down effect when you get out is a powerful trigger for sleep. Your clock is broken, yes, but you can manually set it every single day. So, there we have it. The 5 great biological shifts: the flavor famine, the cellular amnesia, the great brain reroute, the anabolic resistance, and the circadian collapse. These transformations are not a sentence, they are a signal that your body is a brilliant adaptive machine, fighting to survive in a new phase of life. Understanding this new programming is the first, most critical step to taking back control. You cannot stop the clock, but you can, absolutely, rewrite the rules of engagement. Now, I want to hear from you. Of these 5 great shifts, the changes in taste, skin, mind, muscle, or sleep, which one have you or a loved one noticed the most? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience is not only valid, it is vital, and it helps our entire community learn and adapt together.